What's up, everybody? Welcome to the EZPZ podcast, episode 59. End of the year celebration, third annual. I've got Nick over here joining me for the third year, and I really appreciate that. This podcast is one really important to the EZPZ. We talk about all of our favorite stuff, all the greatest stuff that happened this year, even though there was a lot of shitty stuff. We all know with Donald Trump as our president. Hashtag not my president. Joining me this week, Nick.
What's up, guys?
Alex.
Hey there.
Luis.
Hey everybody, thanks for having me again, Sean.
Yeah, dude, thanks for coming back. We're going to talk about our favorite stuff, so let's do as we do best, talk about music. Let's dive right in. What's your favorite albums of the year? We'll start with you, Nick.
That's a tough one. So one that Luis just showed me recently, and I fell in love with it instantly, is Chance and Jeremiah's latest Christmas project.
So it's the part 2, right?
Part 2, yeah.
So did part 1 come out last year?
It's a remix of part 1 that came out last year.
Songs are different though. It's not a remix, not remixes per se. But it's part 2, yeah. Disc 1 and disc 2.
Okay.
Disc 1 last year, disc 2 this year. It's amazing. It's revitalizing my Christmas spirit. I usually don't really get down on Christmas too hard, but I've been listening to a lot of Christmas music this year. Cascade's Christmas album
That's really
was
solid.
actually really good. Chon's Homie,
that's on my list.
love that album. What else do I got?
Let's talk about your favorite, your top album.
My top album. I was trying to figure that out, and it was really tough. I have a list of a top 10 maybe, and I didn't really listen to a whole lot of albums this year.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I listened to mainly SoundCloud stuff and mixes, so I didn't really sit down and listen to too many brand new albums this year. So
Speaking of brand new.
yeah, so brand new was on the list for sure. But I don't know, to be honest, Sean really was up there. Homie is a really good album. I like where they're going with their sound, and I like how they, introduce some new featured artists into the mix and stuff. So
Yeah.
if I had to maybe pick one, that's up there.
Yeah.
For sure.
Sean, this is their second or third album that's been on my list for top albums. It's at number 10 for me, but we'll keep moving on. Alex, what about you? What are your favorite albums of the year?
I'm the same way. I didn't listen to a lot of albums all the way through this year. But science fiction
Totally.
is going to be my number one. That was in my rotation the most. Just that I literally listened to start to finish.
It was one of the few albums this year that you actually purchased a physical copy of.
It's the only album
the only? Okay.
that I
Yeah.
purchased the physical copy of. I was lucky enough to get it when they dropped the mag, and then I got the digital download and vinyl.
Yeah.
That's
So-
awesome.
I think you sent me the digital download code the night of.
I sent you the physical download to you and your sister.
Yeah, because it wasn't on Apple Music right
It wasn't
away.
anywhere.
Yeah, for 2 full days.
For 2 or 3 days, you could only get the download from their website.
Yeah.
And people were having SoundCloud streams that were being taken down left and right.
Facebook live streams?
Facebook
Yeah,
live streams.
yeah.
There was Reddit live streams.
Oh,
and I was able to get in the first SoundCloud live stream. And then I got an email that was hey, we're releasing a couple more download codes. You have the ability to purchase. And I was dope. And I bought it. And then, it was a vinyl. They didn't have, it was either a CD digital download or a vinyl digital download. And I don't really have a use for CDs. And I guess vinyls are kind of cool to hang on to. So
Yeah, for sure. Luis, what about you? Favorite album?
I'd have to say my most listened to album.
Isn't that funny how sometimes we don't think our most listened to is necessarily our favorite? Because that's it's not exactly my list, but it plays a role.
My
in it.
2 favorite ones, man, the 2 top ones that they're my go-tos all year, and I can totally relate to Alex and Nick, man. It's just hard because there's so much music, there's so many singles that are put out there, there's so many little five little track EPs out there that it's just so hard to keep up with all these albums, especially when you're just constantly digging for music and you're one of those music fiends that just wants the new shit. You love the old shit, but you're constantly hungry for new stuff.
Yeah.
One of my top favorites at the beginning of the year was I Decided by Big Sean.
Right on.
Full through, from front to end. I love that album, love the story. Everything about Big Sean is amazing. He just tells his whole story. He's not rapping about drugs and fucking he does does, but it's just he's being real, and you can hear his story. You can tell he loves his family, his grandma, his mother, and he shows how much they brought him into this world and how they've made him strong and they've put him in this world, and he's really humble and loyal about everything that he does about his work. Another one that I really loved was Licensed to Larry by Larry League. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Larry League, but there's these 3 white boys from Atlanta, and they fucking kill the game. And I love this album from front to end. It's amazing.
Yeah, so you listen to a lot of rap.
I do.
Primarily, yeah. So like when we had you on the podcast a few episodes ago, that was one of the things you wanted to highlight on is rap. What about EDM and all the other genres out there? Anything that standing out for you?
That Sammy G newer, is it an album that he dropped earlier?
Yeah, so I'll chat about that. That's my number one album. Yeah, that's my number one album of the year. Sam Gellatry's Escapism 3. Last year, Sam Gellatry's Escapism 2 was in my, I think it was third or fourth, maybe even second. And then the year before, 2015, when we did our first annual EZPZ end of the year celebration, it was, I mean, his Escapism 1 was in there too. So yeah, Escapism 3, number one album of the year.
Yeah.
Beats out Kendrick Lamar's Damn, which I'm surprised none of you guys brought up. Beats out Brand New Science Fiction. Brand New Science Fiction, after I first listened to it once, was probably number one for me. But just, I mean, I know like Alex and I have had 5, 6, 7, 8 discussions about this where Jesse Lacey just got outed as a sexual predator, essentially. Like flying girls in, sleeping with them that might have been underage, 17-year-olds for multiple years, and then would just shut them off. Some other things might have happened. So yeah, that plays a role in like how I look at the band now. I mean, it sucks. I don't like to say it does, but when I'm listening to those lyrics, when I'm listening to him sing, saying whatever he says, it just affects that whole entire thing. Kendrick Lamar, Damn, as being number 2. I mean, it's just an obvious. I got to see him live this year at Voodoo Music Festival. Absolutely a stunner. He's just awesome. But Sam Gellatry, number 1. Acres, being like probably my favorite song of the year.
And we're going to see him at Forest.
Yeah.
2018.
Yeah.
Forest 2018 on the Mr. Carmack like little soundstage or whatever.
Yeah.
I'd have to say for EDM, it's a perfect mix, because when I first started to get transitioned more into the EDM, I really, really loved the style of like Flume or like Sammy G, because it was just really, really chill, and that's what I liked. It was very like it uplifting. You could play it anywhere. Everybody loved it. You know, it was something that everyone can improve on. It's just it's really feel good music, and that's the kind of music I like.
For sure, 100%.
I want to piggyback on Luis again real quick. Big Sean released his second album this year as well, just this month.
I think I talked about it on. I mean, I might have brought it up. Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, you brought it up on the last.
He's a monster, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Double or Nothing. It's also a really good album.
Metro Boomin. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Really good album. That would be an honorable
mention. What was your
mention
favorite
for me.
song?
Dude, honestly, the whole release, like with Big Sean, he's one of those artists where like I can listen to a whole album and I can't really like pick out any like specific songs because the whole collection is really good. Whereas other artists like, oh, I like that single or I like this track from that EP. Like Big Sean just always has.
Is always really on point. Scott one was pretty good.
Yeah,
but it's all good.
Yeah.
Well, while we're talking on rap, I will say one album that I did listen to a lot. It was an EP. Was Skepta. Vicious.
Yeah.
Vicious. Skepta's like one of my favorite rappers.
And that's you actually got me into Skepta. I remember driving back to Mitchellville to Altoona, and I was like, "Hey, Alex, what have you been listening to lately?" He's like, "Really? Just a lot of underground grime." I was like, "What?" You're like
underground grime.
Skepta, man. And I had no idea. I've never heard of this guy. I recently kind of heard of a little bit of UK rap, but not too much. Instantly, when I heard him, I fell in love, came back to Alex, was like, dude, this guy kills it, and I am obsessed with him. And I'm surprised I didn't really hear about his newer... I'm sorry you didn't send me that link to his new album.
I was in New Orleans, so I was way too busy.
Yeah, New Orleans, we're going to talk about that a little bit later, but New Orleans was one of my favorite highlights of the year as far as trips, music festivals, etc. keeping on the music game for a little bit longer, I just want to give out some shout outs to I have a top 10 here. I don't know if you guys have that particularly, but Manchester Orchestra, A Black Mile to the Sun. Unbelievable album. It's my fourth favorite. And that's one of the reasons why that album kind of sticks with me. And that's kind of a common theme with me, is that if I love the show live or love the album, vice versa, either way, they both amplify each other as far as enjoyment and all that. Hippocampus, I saw them live this year also. I was with, I think I was with Madison and Clem. It was just we just went out like on a weeknight, went to Woolies, saw them. They had Landmark come out this year. It's my fifth favorite album. 6, Code Orange Forever. Been playing that a lot lately, doing a lot of cardio on just listening to Forever. They also are nominated for a Grammy for Best Metal Performance. So come January, February, when the Grammys come around, I've been tweeting out at the Grammys Recording Academy at their Twitter account. I've been doing my part as a Code Orange fan.
Because I remember way back in the day, like maybe let's say like 3 years ago, you would post stuff about Code Orange. I've
Code
seen
Orange Kids back then.
Yeah, Code Orange.
I know, right?
Okay, that's what I wanted. I thought they were Code Orange Kids back then. I thought I was going crazy.
Yeah,
I knew they changed their name.
They grew up. I mean,
before I Am King came out in 2014 or 15, they played a show with Every Time I Die at Vaudeville. And I was just blown away before the show, just listening up, doing my homework, so to speak, for like the openers, Like I do way less now. I used to do that so much more, where I'd like go out of my way to listen to the openers before the show just to kind of discover new music. That was one of the ways. Now we have Apple Music and SoundCloud and Spotify to discover new music.
So easy.
Code Orange Kids, moving along, Tiger's Jaw Spin and Odessa, those are both 7, 8 for me. I don't really know which one I would place ahead. Odessa, A Moment Apart, this is a common theme. Like I said, I've seen almost all these bands live except for my number 9 album. But Tiger's Jaw I saw live. They opened up for Manchester. Me and Alex went out to KST. One of my favorite trips of the year for sure. Just 2 friends going out. Nick and I have done that before. It's a lot of fun. Odessa, I saw them at Red Rocks. We'll talk about that when we go into like live shows. Amazing show. The album, I'm just number one thing for me. And I don't like to put Big G underneath the bus there, but they didn't sell out. And as in Odessa. Odessa didn't sell out. I feel like the album is true to their form. It's just like you said, Luis, it's feel good music, and they have like lots of features, but they also do a good job just keeping that stuff like Bloom. Like they have songs on the album that remind me of Bloom, which is one of my favorite songs of all time.
And it flows perfectly from the intro about the astronaut till the end of the
well put. I totally agree with you there.
I love albums that connect from the beginning of the song to then. That's why I like that Big Sean album.
Definitely, like I'm gonna go see them in Kansas City in March. So
I would love to go. I don't know if I can commit to that at this point, but and just piggybacking off of that, Luis, Damn for Kendrick Lamar. That's one of the reasons why I love that album. Same with Brand New. Same with Sam Gellatry. All of these albums like flow really well. Manchester Orchestra is track 3, 4, and 5 are like 3 of my favorite songs of theirs of all time. So, number 9, Black Kids Rookie, the only band on my top 10 that I did not see live this year. They did a mini tour. They got back together. They released this new album last year for free. Just put it out on the web. And then they cut it, and they got re-signed to a record label after being defunct for a while. I love the album. Iffy. I don't know if you remember me sharing that with you, Nick.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, it's super good power pop.
Yeah.
That's essentially what they have a song called Obligatory Drugs. Okay. And in the song, it just sings like about everyone, like it's at a party, like everyone's in the fucking kitchen. Why the fuck is everybody in the kitchen like at parties? I mean, it's true.
It's true. It's so true. Parties, everyone's in the kitchen.
Yeah. I always say it too.
Like, get out of my kitchen.
Yeah, let's go dance in the living room. Stand on furniture.
We're all in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Why does parties gather everyone into the kitchen?
I don't know.
I mean,
I don't get it either. So, rounding out my top 10 albums, guys, just like how Nick said, Sean's homie. Got to see those guys live too. Mm-hmm. That album, very clean. Yeah. Very, very, just like Odessa, I think is true to form for Sean. But they did bring in more features. So, where I think last year, Big Gigantics, whatever the album's called, a Bright Future. Yeah. When during Big Gigantics Bright Future, they brought in so many features. Every song had a freaking vocalist. Right. Why did you have to do that? Yeah. Chon, they have half the song, half the album has vocalist features.
Yep.
But it still stuck really well, like true to Chon. I loved it.
Yep.
Moving along, I know this one's going to be a short segment, guys. Games. Not everyone here played games, but you can bring up games that you may have played mobile. For me last year, for Nick for sure last year, Pokemon Go was a primary game that we played on your mobile, so that might be a good refresher for you guys. But I'm going to go ahead and start this off. I got the Nintendo Switch launched this year. Nintendo, you know, they've sold just last week, just got announced 10 million worldwide. Yep. That is insane because the Wii U, out of 3-4 years, the Wii U sold 13 million worldwide. So for them to hit 10 million since March 3rd, 2017 this year, it's insane. It's on pace to match the PS4, which is really, really awesome because that is easily number one out of the big three right now, Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo. But anyway, I played Zelda Breath of the Wild on the Wii U because I bought all those Switches in the beginning, launch day, and I sold them all. And awesome. I actually did make enough profit to like keep one, but I decided not to. Zelda Breath of the Wild, number one game of the year.
That's awesome.
Nick, I'll kick it to you since I've been talking for about 10 minutes straight. But Nick, favorite game of the year? I know you played a lot of games.
I did play a few games this year. I'm trying to get back into it the past couple of years. It's slow, steady, but a few of them that I did play, and you know, of course, I didn't play that many, but my favorite one that I did play this year was Resident Evil 7.
Yeah, and that came out this year, so I appreciate you bringing up a game that came out this year.
Yes. So I've always loved the franchise. I've talked about it before multiple times, but I love Resident Evil. I love Silent Hill. I love all that like horror genre stuff. And this one kind of flipped the whole thing on its head. It's not like your regular Resident Evil game. It's more of a single person, like you're playing through this whole story. You're stuck in this house, you know, you're trying to get out. These crazy people.
Going through the corridor A to get to corridor B to get item Z.
Stuck in a garage.
Yeah.
Right?
But the suspense is way more real. It's just like, and you can kind of see the connection between this game and the old game once you finish it. And you're like, okay, I see what you guys did there. It was really well put together, and I loved it. It was awesome. Yeah.
Would you say now that you've been with Shayna forever, you're married obviously now, but I've been in a long relationship too, going on 5 years next year.
Congratulations.
Well, yeah, thanks.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And would you say that, I feel like being single, I played so much more games, you know? Yeah. So it's like, but when you come home from work, I get like this guilt in me where I can't like go and be off in like the office. Like you have your own office here. We're recording at Studio Gandhi.
Yep.
I feel like I get guilty, and it's not even Lydia. I just get like this guilt where I have to sit on the couch and watch something with her while we both like are flipping through our phone, right? Like instead of playing a video game. So I will say the Nintendo Switch helped me out there where I got to actually like play on the Switch and not be on my phone flipping through bullshit social media that I've seen 9 times.
Yep, exactly.
So, any multiplayer games you played this year, Nick? Because I know you and Shayna played some games together.
Yeah, we didn't play specifically multiplayer, but we did play The Evil Within 2. We played that together. So it was kind of weird how we did it, but we would just like play for 30 minutes and then pass the controller, you know, and we just go back and forth.
Another game that came out this year.
Yeah,
nice.
But it was really fun, and we actually did pretty well on it, and we haven't finished it yet. We're really close to finishing it, but we had played the first one prior to, so we could buy this one and play it through. And again, it's a lot different than the first one. It's more actiony. It's starting to go more towards that like Resident Evil type of feel, but I liked it as well. It was really fun.
Would you say that you could see you and Shayna playing like anything else besides horror? Like any
maybe
like a story, like a Telltale game where it's just like you're going through like a completely like a story and you just pick an option here, whatever that could change like the course of how.
You have Xbox Live, right?
Not yet, no.
Well, when you get that, a lot of Telltale games become the games of the month that are free.
Right.
Games with gold,
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Which, it would be worth our money to do that, right? Cause
definitely.
You get like a couple of free games a month or something?
Yeah, 2 to 3 free games now. Because you get an Xbox 360 game that is backwards compatible.
Okay.
And then you also get at least one.
That's cool.
Xbox One game.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's more. Next month they announced like around this time of month for the next month, and January's is awful. Okay. It's like super old games. I forget which ones, but it's because everyone's getting games like at the for Christmas. So like who's going to be playing like the free games?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So they don't want to waste a good game on that.
Have to give a shout out to Super Mario Odyssey. I guess I'll toss it back to you guys before I end the segment for best games of the year. Alex, did you guys play? You played a few games.
I played, a few. I would say my favorite game I played was Horizon Zero Dawn.
Perfect. Okay.
It's gorgeous. It's mechanical dinosaurs.
Yeah.
It's.
Did you complete it?
I haven't yet.
Okay.
But I got the whole game, so like the new winter DLC and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Nice.
How do you feel about DLC getting released so late? So like, the game came out a week before Zelda Breath of the Wild. It came out end of February. That's 10 months. We're almost on 10 months. How do you feel about DLC coming out?
I mean, it expands the world so much that it's huge, so it doesn't bother me too much. But
you're not necessarily somebody that just grinds through a full game right away, right?
The game's giant. Like, it's open world. Like, you can go hunt mechanical dinosaurs. You can go do the side quest. You can go do
That's cool.
little missions here and there. But it's a gorgeous game. One of the best looking games I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So that'd probably be my top game. And then I played a bunch of other games with Isaac all year.
Yeah,
so
and we played some games together too.
Isaac's huge into Assassin's Creed, so we did that for a while. I've been playing Call of Duty lately because
World War II.
And then we played a lot of Snipper Clippers.
Yeah.
So cut me.
Yeah, Luis, what's your favorite games?
I'm gonna be really honest with you. I don't own any game consoles, so I
Yeah,
don't
that's
even
fine.
play video games. I am always down to play them, but it's never really been something that I've been really like after doing. Plus, it's hard for me to find the time to do. I will say though that I do go back to my roots, and I do play Grand Theft Auto, Vice City, and San Andreas on my phone. And I think it's amazing how technology has progressed throughout the years that you don't even need the game console anymore. You can just play it on your phone. And that's one of my go-tos whenever I'm kind of bored.
That's awesome. So hold up. Sean told me about this before. Is it the full game?
The full
Yeah, I have them.
It's the entire game.
Dude, and they have sales like every 3 to 6 months.
Combo
I got all three, or no, I have San Andreas and Vice City. I don't think I bought 3. I have it on my phone. But I got all those 2 for like under $10 total.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think I bought them for $6.
Yeah. So, and I only played through like a little bit because it feels weird, like with touch controls.
Weird.
Yeah.
But I actually gave a present to Lydia a little early last night. I got her the new 4K Apple TV.
Ooh.
So you can play the games that you bought on your iPhone, on your TV, and you can buy a separate controller.
Ooh.
So it's like now I have Vice City and San Andreas, I can play whenever on my TV.
Is that your way of nudging and saying you need a 4K TV?
Oh, yeah, no, totally. Yeah, that was like the big gift I got both of us because we were trying not to spend too much this year.
That's awesome.
Before we cap out the gaming segment, I have to give a special shout out to Super Mario Odyssey. It's my number 2 game of the year. I've always been a Mario kid. Right. Always.
Yep.
I mean, Mario's my number 1. I played through New Super Mario Bros. Wii U and Luigi U this year. I just played through the whole games. Like,
that's awesome.
Yeah, I don't really care for the Luigi U one, but Super Mario Odyssey is. I'm really surprised. I chose Zelda Breath of the Wild. I just cannot believe it. That's just a testament to how good that is. I mean, that game, open air, open world. Able to go press forward on the control stick, never stop. You can climb anything, get to the top of anything, go anywhere that's in the map that you can see on the horizon.
That's awesome.
If I had a PS4, I would definitely have played Horizon Zero Dawn. That's a lot of game publications, top 3 games there. Zelda Breath of the Wild, Super Mario Odyssey, Horizon Zero Dawn. Most game publications chose Zelda Breath of the Wild, and I think they made the right decision. Number 1, like, most fun I had this year, for sure, besides like going to shows, parties, was playing Snipper Clips with friends. Special shout out to Clement. He's hopefully going to be listening to this podcast. He's going to be on again after the new year.
Cut me, bro. Cut me.
Yeah, cut me. Ice scoop. Yeah, that game is amazing. So what you do is you have to cut each other into shapes to get past the level or whatever. It's awesome. Played a lot of Mario Kart 8 though. That is what I was going to bring up with when you were talking.
I played that a lot too, actually.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, with Derek, that was one of his favorite games, I'd have to say.
Yeah,
nice.
For sure. I played a lot with Alex, played with everybody, honestly. So yeah, best games of the year. Let's move on. Let's talk about movies. And I mean, we all watch a lot of movies, especially Alex, I'd say. Alex and I.
Yeah.
Favorite movies of the year?
God, man, I'd really have to go back.
Okay, well, I have a refresher I can bring up for you guys.
All right, let's
let's let somebody else vamp while I get this refresher going.
All right. So for me personally, I didn't go see a lot of movies in the theaters. per
Totally.
se, but I do have a top list of a few that I really enjoyed this year that did come out. Get Out was probably one of my favorites.
That's in my top 3 movies of the year. Great
Yes.
call out there.
Get Out was amazing. I loved It.
It was awesome. I give a special shout out to It.
I think we all saw that.
Yeah, didn't
Yeah.
most of us, we all together at the theater?
No, I saw it.
I was in Jersey, bro.
I saw it
Oh,
with
yeah.
my girlfriend Chantel.
Yeah. Split. I really enjoyed Split.
You did,
Yeah,
huh?
I did. I liked
It's a
it.
good movie.
I thought it was good.
I've always kind of been interested in whatever M. Night Shyamalan does. And like, even though he's like super weird and can like throw some curveballs and people don't really get into his movies, I've always kind of liked it and I always like to see that. And I loved how, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it yet, it came out in like January.
Spoiler alert.
Anyway, I love how it like connected to Unbreakable.
Well, you know he's expanding the universe, and he's gonna make a movie about Unbreakable dude like chasing Split dude.
Right, like
Whoa.
he's making his own little universe out of his own movies, which is awesome.
Every movie's in the same universe.
In his own universe?
In his universe, like every movie that he's
The
made is in
Happening?
I believe every movie's in the same universe.
I mean, I don't see the connections there. I mean, there's probably some connections, but this one actually had like a physical call out, like he was talking about another character in one of his other movies, which was really cool. And then what else? I also saw War for the Planet of the Apes with my brothers. That's kind of been a thing that I've always been doing with my little brothers. Is we just go see those Planet of the Apes movies. It's kind of been our thing.
Yeah.
And like
They've gotten like better.
they're amazing. This last like this newest like trilogy, I guess you can call it, whatever you want to say. It has been amazing. Like, if you haven't watched it, like, I would highly recommend watching them. Like, this last one was super emotional. Like, it was a great movie.
Yeah.
Was James Franco in the first one?
He's one of the characters. I can't remember
Is he
his
the main?
name.
Does he come back?
Yes, yeah.
That's awesome.
He's one of the main characters.
That's one
That
of
was
those
a movie that Lydia tossed on while we were hungover on a Sunday, like because we streamed it illegally, and I just didn't stay awake.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet, but I really want to.
They're kind of a heavy and they're kind of a long watch, but like if you get into it, I like them a lot.
She liked it a lot. Alex, you got something for us?
I've got a lot of them.
Okay.
All right.
Give us your top. Give us your top.
So
couple.
the thing is, like,
Top 2.
Isaac and I go to movies at least once a month.
All the
we
time,
go
yeah.
on Tuesdays where it's $5. So I'll give you a list of them and I'll figure out which one's my favorite. Get Out, really, really good.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Split, Dunkirk,
Dunkirk
Okay.
was solid.
good movie. You have to watch it a second time to figure it out correctly. Logan,
Okay.
Logan was good.
Logan's one I didn't see, but I wanted to see.
Wonder Woman was good. Blade Runner 2049. That was a visually stunning movie.
I wish I had seen
It's
that.
incredibly long, so prepare yourself, but it's such a good looking movie. John Wick 2. I really like John Wick movies.
yeah.
It's just fun, shoot 'em up.
Yeah. Good action.
Yeah, and then Kingsman.
Okay.
Golden Circle.
You liked it?
It's so over the top. Like
I like the first one a lot more. Yeah.
And then Baby Driver.
Okay, I was gonna say Baby Driver. My top 3 are, I don't really know, like I don't have a 1 through 3, but my top 3 are Get Out, Baby Driver, and Mother. So yeah, I love Baby Driver. I thought that was like, I was not expecting it at
Yeah,
all.
Baby Driver. I would say my top 3 are probably Baby Driver or Get Out, Baby Driver, Split.
Yeah,
Cool.
I love how they like have a nice bow at the end of Baby Driver. It's like they could have just ended it like 3 minutes before, and then it wouldn't have been as
It
satisfying.
would have left
It's
it
just-
open. It would have been satisfying.
Yeah. There was a nice bow on that. It sucks that Kevin Spacey's in it, and he just kind of. Just like the Jesse Lacey thing, like he kind of deteriorates the movie. I was telling Lydia, I was like nudging her because when we were watching, I was like, God, he's in this, so it's like I have to just think about that whole situation the whole time.
Yeah.
But Mother, that is a movie that Lydia actually, I know her mother's not gonna listen to this, but Lydia bought her mother that for Christmas.
Okay.
So we're gonna watch it again. She got her the Blu-ray, DVD, digital combo thing. So that's a movie I'm gonna be buying, which I don't do often. I usually just stream or Netflix or whatever, you know. But I'll be buying that movie and watching it again for sure.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I'm not sure if I'm familiar with that movie.
So
What was that
Jennifer
about?
Lawrence.
Yeah, Jennifer Lawrence. It's this weird, like...
You'll go into it not really realizing what it is. And that's why
Okay.
people didn't like it, because they weren't even expecting like a regular horror movie, and it wasn't.
Right. It was a thriller. It was...
Like, people keep showing up.
The most shocking moments of cinema this year for me were in that movie. It was just so weird. There's like an underlying like Jesus, like Christianity, Jesus Christ,
It's-
Bible type thing going on. It's really crazy.
It's Jennifer Lawrence and Javier Bardem, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it was like a horror thriller type of thing?
I would
Yeah,
say
it's a
more of
thriller.
a thriller than horror.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, it was marketed as a horror movie, and people got pissed and gave bad user reviews. But
Yeah, but it was critically acclaimed
Yeah.
for sure. It was one of those, the users just didn't understand it. Dunkirk, I saw, was the first film I've ever seen in IMAX. I thought IMAX was really cool. I thought the movie was good.
Yeah.
But Lydia actually got that for her father for Christmas, so we'll have
if you think it's good, you need to watch it a second time now that you understand the movie, and it's much better.
Yeah.
So I watched it in IMAX with you guys, and it was
We walked out, we were literally walking out discussing it, and we were
like
talking about
figuring
how,
it out.
like we were trying to understand like the timeline, because it's not just a straight A to Z timeline.
It's not, it's
chronological.
not
is what I'm saying.
chronological. So
Okay.
everything on the beach is happening in real time, and then the boats that come to rescue in the air, they all take place at different times and refer to things that have happened or haven't already happened in the movie.
Yeah.
So you'll see something happen, and because of when it started, then you see it happen on the beach, or you see something happen on the beach, and you have to watch it multiple times to understand how it works.
Right.
Shout out to Thor Ragnarok.
Totally.
That was a good movie. It was funny, and by one of my favorite directors.
One of my favorite Marvel films ever, probably. But going off of that, probably, nudges that out as far as my favorite, and probably is my favorite Marvel film, that of recent memory, Spider-Man Homecoming. I love that.
We all saw
film.
that together.
Yeah.
That one I didn't
Yeah.
see either. Man. So I feel like with all of these lists, I have more that I wanted to see or missed than I actually did check out this year. Like,
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of different things going on this year, that's for sure.
What about you, Luis? What did you see? Did you see anything awesome this year?
Did the Batman movie come out this year?
No.
No, the Lego one.
Yes.
Lego
That movie is hilarious.
I watched it. It's pretty funny, but it's the problem with me is that I go to these movie theaters where they have these recliners, and I always fall asleep, and I never see the end of the movie.
Oh my gosh.
We both went to Jungle Book together.
Oh, yeah.
And we both fell asleep.
I love Jungle Book.
We saw Jungle Book.
We
Yeah.
both went to like a 9:00 showing in Altoona, and we both passed out. And we both looked at each other like, "Do you know what happened?" And you go, no.
Yeah, this guy takes you to a movie. I think he hit me up really late. He's like, "You down for a movie?" I was like, "Yeah." We were like sober. We didn't go for any drinks or nothing. And I swear, I only remember the previews
Oh my gosh.
In the end.
and the ending credits. And then, when he said, "Do you remember what happened?" I'm sorry, dude. We literally just paid to come here and sleep.
That's great. And that's not the first time I've heard that, where you've fallen asleep in movies.
I definitely have that problem too, but I don't really call it a problem because I can fall asleep anywhere, anytime. Get some Z's.
Dude, that's your superpower.
Sean, I think it's really awesome that you go see movies with your dad, because I do the same thing with my mom.
Yeah, I tried to. We only went to one this year.
I remember that story where your dad was watching a movie peacefully, minding his own damn business, and a piece of the ceiling falls and hits him.
Yeah, he got like 10 free tickets.
Oh
or
my
something.
gosh.
He didn't sue or anything, which is his usual thing.
As usual.
Kind of
I know.
like Trump, yeah. No, so let's move on from movies. There was a lot of great films, though. The Oscars are going to be really fun to watch.
Oh, yeah.
So let's go to probably our second biggest conversation, and that is shows this year, which includes our favorite music festivals, favorite shows outdoors, favorite shows just overall. So I'll kick it to you, Nick. What's your favorite shows of the year? We'll start with just playing shows.
Just plain shows?
Like some small to medium venue.
That one's tough, because we kind of touched on this a couple episodes ago, and I didn't really have a whole lot of just like one-off shows that I went to, but
You had a lot of smaller ones, like in Des Moines.
Yeah.
You had Datsig, you had Liquid Stranger. you
yeah,
had-
seeing Liquid Stranger was really good.
and those are just two that I wasn't with you with.
Right. Seeing Millennium together with everybody, just the kind of like last minute decided to go
Cap out the
to Millennium. That was actually really fun, and I'm really glad that I went. Woolies, I was talking to somebody. Woolies has been really stepping up their game as far as like shows, I feel like this year, and especially electronic shows. There's been so many good shows this year. Like
Last year was the year of the country at Woolies. This year is the year of
They
electronic.
still do a crazy
Hell
amount of
of
country.
them. Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
They
Oh, yeah.
sell really well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, they
especially in a like 700 person venue.
yeah, like it's perfect size for that kind of stuff. That makes sense. I mean, it's tough. To be honest, I can't really pinpoint one specific show that I like really enjoyed above all else.
Really?
I mean,
Interesting. Alex?
It's so rough to do just individual shows.
Let me go
but
through.
I got some.
Okay.
So I've got Crossroads, Kansas City. We need to go to a show as a group there
Yes.
next year.
Okay.
Such a cool venue.
Yeah.
That was Sean and I drove down. That was Foxing, Tiger's Jaw, and Manchester Orchestra.
I would have loved to see me.
Such a good show.
Second best lineup of the year, in my
Yeah.
opinion, as far as like shows.
Then from there we have.
So hold up. I'm sorry. To piggyback, this will help you too.
So I want you to talk about why you like Crossroads.
So you walk in. It's an outdoor venue. Stages. It's not huge, so it's probably 1,100 people capacity. If that.
I would say more than that for sure.
13 to 15.
2,000 to 3,000.
You couldn't fit 3,000 people.
I bet you
there.
could.
3,000 venue is what? 7 flags.
7 flags, yeah. So 2. That's 33% less.
So you walk
Shout
in.
number.
It's kind of on a slanted hill. The stage is at the front. There's some like restaurants and shops up.
Yeah, that's what's really cool. It's like
Cool.
wrapped in like a bar here, a little snack place here, a little
cool.
shop here. It's weird.
Sound.
Also, the tables were in the.
Yeah.
There's tables in the back. It's really
tables
cool.
in the back. The sound was good.
For an outdoor venue. The
outdoor
sound
venue.
was very good.
Okay.
The show was just really good. We had a good trip down. Like everything just included in it. We had really good barbecue.
One thing I want you to I want to amplify that you just said is the incline. The incline is super important because there's not a bad spot in the house.
Right.
Like you can see everything from even the way back.
It's
Yeah.
flat until almost the sound booth. And
Exactly.
then when you get to the
Cool.
sound booth, which is probably 250, 300 feet away from the stage,
Yeah.
it starts to go up.
Okay.
And
That's
so
really
if you're
cool.
behind the sound booth or next to the sound booth, you can see over the people ahead of you,
That's awesome.
which is awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it was an amazing show too. Any other shows that come to your mind?
Take It Back Sunday, Every Time I Die.
Woo! Yeah,
Okay.
that was another
Okay.
one that
Yeah.
just you and I went to. That was really good.
Damn.
Take It Back Sunday. I hadn't seen them in a few years. They were really good. Every
are
Time I
awesome.
Die,
You've seen them 3 times this year. 2 times.
2 times this year. Somehow during the show, because I was one of the bigger dudes there, I just became the guy that threw everybody up to crowd surf.
Yeah.
Everybody was just, I threw one guy up and he was like, everybody was just like, do me, do me.
Yeah,
and
that's
so
awesome.
I started throwing everybody up, and then they would jump out of when they stage dove, they would just jump straight at me
Oh
because
my
I could
gosh.
catch them and
Right.
other people weren't catching them. So that was fun.
Because the crowd was primarily there for Taking Back Sunday. I mean, they were the
Sure.
headliner.
I
but-
moshed in flip flops.
Yeah, I was just gonna say you were in flip flops.
I would step, like I'd throw my foot back and it would stick on the ground and I'd step right back into it somehow. Those
That's
are Millennium in New Orleans.
Millennium. Are you talking
The
about
after party.
Okay.
The after party that I got way too drunk at.
We went over that a couple episodes ago. If you haven't heard,
It
go
was
back,
just,
guys.
that venue was amazing.
Yeah, I love that we did VIP for literally $10 more, and I mean, besides getting like punched in the chest, saying, "Hey, let me see your VIP badge" or whatever. That venue was awesome.
Yeah, Republic NOLA is such a good venue.
Yeah, I'll definitely be back if I am back in New Orleans. Nick, you
One
got
that-
some?
Yeah, one that I remembered that I don't know why I didn't remember, but Thrice. Thrice was awesome.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Thrice, Balance,
And Sean.
Chon, amazing lineup.
Circa survived.
Circa.
You didn't get to see Circa though.
I did
little
catch
bit.
some Circa. I did catch a little,
caught, like,
like 2 or
one or-
3 songs.
okay.
Yeah, that was a really amazing show. I really enjoyed that. I've been wanting to see Balance forever. That was my first time seeing Balance, so
First and last time.
Yep. They're going to be doing a spring tour, I think. Shelby's been very down on it. My sister, who was on episode 6, she's been very down on it because it's like one of her favorite bands that she's seen. I mean, one of her favorite bands that I got her into, and so that was like a band that we bonded over. I've been reaching out to John Simmons. He's the lead singer of the band, to see if they're going to be doing a one-off tour next, or like not one-off, but like a small spring tour, and I think that they will, because they have like their 10-year. They've been a band for 10 years as of 2008 to 2018, and they're doing some one-off shows in Philly, where they're from, Philadelphia, and I hope they like extend it to March, April, some sort of spring like. Bye-bye, guys. Type
farewell tour.
Yeah. All right. Well, do you have anything that comes to your mind, Luis, before I rattle off my 98 different shows?
All right. Let me go back. It's been a crazy year. 2017 has been the best year for music by far. At 25 years old, man, I've seen just about everybody I've wanted to see. It's pretty awesome. Household and Ames.
Oh my gosh, yes, that's one of my favorites.
That was an awesome show with the chick singer. What's that band's name? Rat Boys.
Rat Boys. Yeah.
Awesome. And I saw him again at Vaudeville. That was awesome.
Yeah.
I really love that venue. And rest in peace. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, it was literally someone's house.
It was a house.
So his parents are like sound engineers for like their day job or whatever. So they have like a sound area downstairs.
That's awesome.
Mother was operating the sound booth.
What?
It was literally a basement. It was not a finished basement. It was like no carpet on the floors.
Right, dude.
And there was like 100 kids.
People in that basement.
That's awesome.
People were drinking in the backyard, smoking. People were drinking at their car.
That's legit.
There was probably underage drinking because it was in Ames. But it was actually the last show at that house. It was the last show. And going to Ames, going to Iowa State, I had always heard about all these shows there. I know the Envy Chorus played there. So many like up and coming bands from Des Moines, Ames, Iowa. As a whole, I mean, Household, I believe they're from Minnesota.
Yep.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that band. I was going to give them a shout out during our albums for albums that didn't come out this year that I've been listening to like nonstop. That Time Spent by Household. They had the split they came out. That was another thing I absolutely love. So yeah, Luis.
And to see that Every Time I Die show in Iowa City, that shit was awesome. I've never seen Every Time I Die. When I saw those insane, we were on stage holding the guitarist.
Dude, I have a video.
Surfing in front of everybody, still playing. I was standing right in front of the drummer as the guitarist is playing on top of me. And insane. The craziest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my god.
Dude, mad respect to you. That was on Friday, May 12th. I got to volunteer that day. I got to not take any PTO and then drive up to Iowa City with my sister and my friend Nick Hamilton from Omaha. But out of nowhere, it was like 5 p.m., it was about 4 p.m. We were almost all to Iowa City, and Luis was like, oh, I really want to go. Luis and Derek drive speed, probably going 100 miles an hour from Des Moines to Iowa City, and get there in time just before Every Time I Die go on.
Just before.
That's amazing.
The nick of time, and I was like, I can't believe we made it, but we fucking made it, and
That's
it was
amazing.
well worth the drive. It was awesome. And
I have that video on my. I just wanted to talk about that real quick too, because that was the third or fourth time that I've gotten up on stage with the band. Because at the end of their set, they do that all the time.
That's really cool.
And Jordan Buckley straight up jumped on the drum kit, jumped into his back towards us, into the people on the stage. We all just held him up. I took out my phone, and I have a video on my Instagram of me like in his crotch, like while I caught a drumstick that night. I split it with somebody.
That's
it was
awesome.
so sick.
Yeah, I videoed it. I snapped it. I'm surprised I didn't save the snaps. I really regret not
I'm
saving
pretty sure
them.
you can go back and save snaps after.
You can, but I forgot to save the story.
Yeah, once they're gone from that 24 hours.
Grizz live, not live, but Grizz at 515. That was amazing.
That's another
Loved
good
it. And then I got to say for my top one, Rez at Electric Forest. That shit was spiritual.
Wow.
Yeah, for
Sweet.
sure.
Good shout out to that.
So I can't remember if this was early this year or last year, but didn't we all go? You, Shayna, and I go to see Space Jesus?
We saw Space
at Blue Moose.
Jesus at Blue Moose. Yes,
Yeah.
but it was. Once again, Space Jesus is one of those artists that just blew up incredibly within a year. And every time we make an attempt to see Space Jesus, it's always so freaking full.
Okay, nice.
People that blew up this year that we saw, we had Space Jesus that blew up. They put him in the hangar, wasn't enough to fill it.
Rez
blew up this year.
Yes, dude.
They did a sold out tours. Millennium sold out their entire tour, blew up this year.
Mm-hmm.
I would say Odeza's always been big, but they broken mainstream big this year.
Just keep getting bigger.
Without changing anything. They're selling out stadiums around the world.
Yeah.
They have Grammy nods. Like,
dude, I was just gonna say that. Shout out to Odessa and Bonobo. They both are. I love Bonobo's latest album. That's a shout out for me. So contenders for. We'll get back into the music because you know that's how we do. But let's keep going. Actually, let's keep on the straight and narrow here for shows. Best shows. Let me rattle off some. It might refresh some of your memories because I was with all of you guys at most of these shows. Title Fight, The Hotelier, and then going into Ghastly. This was on January 14th in Chicago. That was me, Lydia, Madison, Clem. That was unbelievable. Going from one of my favorite bands in the entire world, got tattoos, to Ghastly, who's actually
crazy.
a piece of shit. As the year progressed, he turned into a bigger piece of shit.
shout out to Lydia's hand for dying at that show.
Yeah, she broke her right hand when we first met. She had her hand in a cast. She broke her hand.
Shout out to the boxing machine.
Yeah, shout out to that 2013.
I remember
and then
that.
she broke her left hand at the Ghastly show, moshing, drunk as hell because we had been drinking all night. I mean, I wasn't because I don't really need to drink when I see Title Fight, but I was drinking a little bit after at Ghastly. My favorite show of the year, February 26th, seeing Every Time I Die and Knocked Loose, Harm's Way. That show is unbelievable. One of my favorite times ever seeing Every Time I Die. That was my first time seeing them after Low Teens had come out, and they were just unbelievable. Knocked Loose, really love that album from last year, Laugh Tracks, and they were just freaking awesome. Every Time I Die toured with Knocked Loose literally the entire year. They toured with them a US tour, then they toured with them a Canada tour, a Europe tour. It's awesome. Crazy. Every Time I Die, Knocked Loose took over the world. Let's go into May, where my favorite outdoor show, and that's only because Red Rocks. How can you have a better outdoor experience? Even though I love Crossroads, that was one of my favorite shows too. It's on here on my favorite shows list. Odessa at Red Rocks. Fuck. That was their debut of them bringing out the 10-person drumline, yeah. And it was just unbelievable. Red Rocks, if you have not experienced it, you have to.
I need to.
You need to, dude.
I haven't done it. I know both of you guys have. I don't know if you have, Alex.
You guys got to next year.
Yeah.
So,
Keep your eyes out. There's Dead Rocks where Zed's dead. They bring in everybody.
Zed Rocks.
Zed Rocks.
I was going to do Dead Rocks last year. But with the time with Forrest and because it was right after Forrest, it was just too much.
Well, they're doing it again this year, and I believe it is around the same time, which is tough.
It's tough.
Yeah. Manchester Orchestra, like I said, Tiger's Jaw Foxing. I love going to shows with just one of my friends, and Alex and I had one of the greatest times there. Man, that venue. We've already talked about it a lot, but that venue, KCBBQ. Now that I don't have as bad heartburn anymore because I stopped taking one of my vitamins, man, I just loved it.
That's awesome.
Explosion in the Sky. Finally got to see them sold out at Woolies.
Sean and I.
Yes, that show, man.
I was there too.
Yeah, you showed up. Yeah, that's sweet. RL Grime, though, probably my favorite electronic show of the year. RL Grime, Minnesota. Unbelievable. The Myth. Man, I love The Myth.
Is that the first time you've been there?
No, it's the second, but I was in the different room when I saw Bring Me the Horizon in 2009.
Yeah, Myth is such a fun venue. It's set up well so we could be next to the stage but above the main group and see everything perfectly.
It's super rare that an indoor venue has not a bad seat in the house, right? The only places that have that are like Hoyt Sherman, where there literally are seats on an incline, or... that's really it. Woolies, there's tons of bad seats. There's poles. There's just that long room. It doesn't work very well. There's no incline. So yeah, that was my favorite electronic show this year. Shout out to Millennium though, because that was cool having the whole Force fam there. That was really neat to cap off our year before we head out to SF, which we'll talk about. My favorite lineup of the year, favorite tour that had the best lineup, Circus Survive, Thrice, Bounce Composer Chan, just showed me just how dumb I was growing up, not getting into Thrice, not listening to Thrice, because they were unbelievable. Couple other shout outs though. Local Natives, got to see them for the first time, just like Explosion in the Sky. That's really important. And then Hippocampus with Remo Drive. I showed you their album, Greatest Hits. It's a great album that didn't make my top 10, but definitely something I've been listening to again as we cap out the year, kind of doing some homework. So, music festivals. I know everyone's probably gonna say Electric Forest, but let's talk about it. Let's talk about your favorite one memory at Electric Forest. I know you just said you loved Rez there, but I want to hear one more memory from you, Luis. So I'll kick it to you. What's your favorite music festival? And if it wasn't Electric Forest, explain yourself. Because there's 515 Alive, there's 8035.
Man, I'd have to. Electric Forest has its own special meaning. But I'd have to say one of my first and the one that I always go back to, I have so many fond memories of this with all of you guys, was Somerset back in 2016. Yeah, it was just incredible. It was my first festival, and just everything about it was just so mind blown. Just everything, the community, everything about it, man. It's just, it opens your whole perspective to a whole other world.
Totally.
It's such an easy festival too.
Yeah,
so
it's
easy for us. Des Moines, Iowa, to drive 3.5 hours.
That and everything's just like walk, you're there.
Yeah.
It's not.
I loved it because I knocked out a lot of people that I had on my bucket list. One would have to be Atmosphere.
Oh yeah.
Logic, man, it's just crazy. Chance the Rapper, I can't believe I saw Chance the Rapper. It just blows
It's
my
impossible
mind.
to see him now,
Yeah,
right?
Right.
Just they do the production team and with the guy that runs them, he just does an amazing job of getting the best
Shout out
artists.
Jack Trash.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing with Somerset. First year we were there, it was The Weeknd. Then The Weeknd blew up, won Grammys.
Yeah.
Second year it was Chance.
And
then,
Logic.
And Logic, yeah. And
Chance
then
won Grammys.
Yeah, won Grammys. Last year, guess who played in that Saturday night opening for the headliner? That is the number one spot. RL Grime. So I'm hopeful RL Grime finally releases Nova, I should say, his new album, which he's been teasing for literally a year now. And then he wins some Grammys next year. We'll see. It could.
We saw Skrillex, man. I thought I would never see Skrillex.
Man,
it's crazy.
Dude.
Especially with all these rumors going around where he's going to tour from first to last
I hope it
and not
happens.
be Skrillex for a while.
Also, Diplo says he has new stuff. That Skrillex has new stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
I could see it.
Diplo's kind of.
I mean, Skrillex is a monster, dude.
Yeah.
He's doing so much shit. Like,
Isn't it crazy? Diplo is playing summer camp this next coming year.
yeah.
I thought that was weird. It
So
doesn't make
weird.
sense. It doesn't.
RL
feel
Grime
right.
is too. We might be there. Who
Yeah.
knows?
I've heard summer camp is amazing though.
Oh, yeah.
So I've always wanted to try to experience it once.
I want to hear some of your favorite memories of maybe like Forest, because maybe it'll bring me back. Because I'm trying to think. So I wanna hear
So
what
let's
you
get back
guys
on
think.
track. Favorite festivals this year, Alex? I'll kick it to you. Not necessarily have to be Forest though.
It's not Forest.
Nope, it's not.
I like
Alex,
Forest, but it was Electric Swamp. It wasn't Forest.
Electric.
No, Forest was dope, but I like Good Life kind of let me down. I had to walk back to Good Life a lot
It's
of
not
nights.
Good Life is not the good life when you're not with all your friends. Like,
Well, it wasn't. That's not it. It's just like there was times, like multiple nights, where the shuttle was just decide not to run, and that's.
I remember, they just kicked you out. They're like, sorry.
But Voodoo would probably be my favorite, just because it's a combination of I like to be able to go explore the city. That's why like Bumbleshoot probably last year would be my favorite because you get to go explore in the city and you're not just stuck in a campsite.
so Voodoo, where was that at?
New Orleans. So good lineup, just like Somerset. It's cool to me because it's multiple genres, and like I like EDM music, but it's not always my favorite. And it's nice to be able to go from like let's say RL to Brand New to Andrew McMahon to Whitney. Like
right.
it's those are the festivals that are my number one because you get a wide variety of amazing artists that you don't usually get to see on a tour here.
Yeah.
So I would say Voodoo. The atmosphere was good. The city's fun. The venue was put together well.
Yeah. There was
The venue food was good. Shout out to cashless paying.
Yes.
Oh, dude.
Pay with your wristband.
Give me a wristband. Set up a pin. Pay with your card. Come on, Forrest, get on that.
Yeah, it was very awesome. I will say you were talking that up a lot beforehand, saying that the cashless thing is what Isaac, who friend of the show, he had been to Voodoo before. That is what he was really a big fan of, and I actually didn't spend as much as I thought I would. I thought I'd get drunk and just be like buy every. No, like I don't know. I mean, I just had I've had a lot of restraint this year as far as purchasing stuff. Piggybacking off that. my favorite music festival was also Voodoo. I would have liked to explore the city more. I got in a day early, so I did get to explore a little bit. But Voodoo was awesome. Yeah, combination of the genres. The food was amazing. Cash was paying, just like you said, Alex. Sound was great for being outdoors. There was no bleed as much as I thought there would be. Yeah. Number one, though, reason why, obviously the music. That's my thing. I just love the music. It's not always about the partying for me. Number two, I should say, themed Halloween costumes. Every night we did a themed Halloween costume. That was super fun. That is what made it like us all. It made me feel like it was like a closer experience. First night we got to go with Super Mario. I'm a huge Nintendo fan.
Right.
Like,
everybody lost their mind that our group could have a theme costume. Like, people kept walking up to us and be like, how'd you get your whole group to this? And we're like, we just suggested it. And we did it. And everybody was losing their mind that we could have so many people on a costume theme.
Yeah.
People love the costumes, man. I had to comment on that. When me and Nick went to Freaky Deaky, lot of comments on my Shy Guy costume.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
We went as 3 Shy Guys. So it was my buddy Michael, and me and Chantel. So we were all the Shy Guy crew.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Night 2, we went as superheroes, supervillains. It was awesome. I got to finally be Heath Ledger's Joker. It's really important to me.
So cold.
So drunk. With so much bad makeup the next morning.
Sean would keep hugging me throughout the night. And halfway through the night, or towards the end of the night, half his makeup was on my face.
Yeah,
it was
I was
just like,
really confused by those pictures.
My face was just white splotches
Dude,
everywhere.
we were like headbanging together. We were like going nuts for Millennium's after party. And then night 3, we went as like mermaids, like mermen type thing. It was super cool.
Zach Galifianakis vodka commercial.
Yeah, so it wasn't super themed, but everyone like got to dress up. I love Halloween each year. I'm going to talk about my 2018 aspirations and goals for next year. And it has to even do with Halloween. That's how much I love Halloween.
Nice.
Kicking it to you, Nick. What are your? Oh wait, I will say real quick. I want to talk about the music at Voodoo. Whitney, R.L. Grime, Kendrick Lamar, The Killers. What the fuck, man?
Yeah.
So insane.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy. I've been like, I want to go back to New Orleans, and they've been talking up Baku a lot lately, which happens in March, and I'm just like,
I know. It's in the same place, City Park, New Orleans, Louisiana. I would love to go just like and just explore a little bit more. We got to go on Bourbon Street so much, but what sucked about the time that we went was there was so much construction.
Yeah.
Like literally every street had something going on.
Yeah.
It was really cool though to go during the day, and there would be a band playing in the street.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Shout out to Clem to always being stuck by some people handing out pamphlets. They would talk to him, and he would just talk back. And then he would just stay stationary. We'd have to go get him again.
Hey, come back.
Come on.
He's easy to be sold things to. Nick, favorite music festival?
Mine, for obvious reasons, it is Forest this year.
Before you get too deep into that, I want all of us definitely loved Forest. And it was my favorite music festival as far as like friendship and like and like all that.
Big friend, lot of love.
So my favorite. Yeah, so Forrest, you getting married, being part of your being in the marriage, it was really cool for me. So.
Yep. I mean, yeah, the lineup this year was decent, but that wasn't even really the kicker for me. You know, it was just having so many of my friends there, a lot of them for the first time, the experience, the wedding, right? You know, I did get to see Bass Nectar. Like, there's just a culmination of so many things and so many emotions. Like, I'm not really an emotional dude, but I was emotional.
You don't wear them, but you have them.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Being able to swim on the ground.
Yeah. So that sucks. Like, I hate it because we've had so many awesome experiences, and the weather is usually beautiful. So it did suck that it was bad this year, but you know, it doesn't really take away.
Even though it was bad, Lydia did have a good, like, afterward when we were reflecting on Forest for like the next, like, now like 5 months.
Right.
Yep. And we're already got our tickets for the next year. But Lydia kept talking about how, like, overall it was bad weather, but it didn't, like, ever hinder us, our experience. Like,
no, the weather really came in bad before everything.
Right.
And then actually the weather, going back to shows, probably made one of my favorite shows of the year happen because it rained during Above and Beyond.
Oh yeah,
and that was
awesome.
That was amazing.
Yes,
Jesus.
yes.
But,
Guys' night. Yeah, we all stayed there for a while, and everyone's just getting it for
Dude.
above and beyond. And then I remember
Yeah.
saying next to Sean, he's like, "Oh, we're gonna stay here for a little bit," and I was like, "Thank God."
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah, we all kind of adapted to the weather too,
Yeah,
right? We
I mean,
all
you have
adapted to the mud. We knew we couldn't step through this area. We had to go around. Like,
Yep. And then also 515 Alive,
Dude.
was amazing.
Yeah.
With all of you guys. I love the new spot that they've got. The lineup was amazing. Like,
Probably one of the
I can't-
best for Des Moines.
they
man.
had
so
so many.
there have been rumors about next year.
Yeah.
Is to double. They have double the money to spend.
Double the
Of
money.
course,
And
because
so it's gonna be based next door Skrillex right here. I'm calling it. Seriously.
well, because they
it could be.
they use the money that they made the last year before, and this year the crowd was over fucking I don't know.
The insane thing too is a lot of the people that work it just volunteer, so they're not paying people.
Right.
Yeah.
And,
But that's a really good way to like. So if I
same with
volunteer,
Forrest.
yeah, totally. If I volunteer, I'm gonna want to bring my friends who are gonna be paying. Also, I get a free ticket. You know, like
Yeah, dude.
it's a great way to build a community.
Yeah. I mean, it's just been expanding and like getting crazier and crazier every year for the past like what 3 years now. Like
Longer.
once they moved it to
Well, it's 15
once they moved it to the
years.
park.
This was
Downtown.
the 15th year.
Yeah,
Right, but I'm
because the
saying,
bridges
like-
used to be the thing. And
It was
once
like
they
the
moved-
11th year.
Yeah,
Right.
once they moved to the sculpture park area.
So I'm just saying, like prior to like 2, 3, maybe 4 years ago, wasn't very great. Like there's not any good acts really. It was in a really small area. No vendors.
Good access
you know?
in like not regional or national or worldwide touring,
Right.
international
Yeah.
touring acts.
Like
Most
maybe
local.
the most well-known act you would see is like maybe an STS9 or something.
or
so
like Eodo or Snails.
yeah, that would be like the top.
That was
So-
literally 2 years ago, guys.
It's
No,
okay. It's so
It
weird.
was like 3 years
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah, I think it was.
It was the last year they were on the bridge.
2013.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then once I seen Waka Flocka Flame, I was like, okay, they're going somewhere.
Yeah, and it's just been getting exponentially better. So I'm excited to see.
Happens
where it
during my
goes.
birthday. We do a quad. We're going to do a quintuple freaking birthday party this next
yeah.
coming year, probably. So, yeah, 515 Alive had some amazing acts. I loved it, like you said, in the park. It was great. Let's move on to our accomplishments. Anybody accomplish anything they like this, are proud of this year?
Dude, I got out of Sprint.
Got out of Sprint, got a new
Yeah.
job.
Fuck that place.
Yeah, I've been telling you forever that
I know, but the
fucking
money
company
was-
sucks.
The money was so good.
Yeah.
They just got rated by Consumer Reports as the worst cellular service.
Really? I could have told you that
And
3 years ago.
I could have told you that 3 years ago too, but they paid my paychecks and they were good.
Sure. Yeah.
I will say that you definitely were a company man a little bit there. You would defend them.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, you got it when you're.
I get good service most places.
I do defend Wells
so-
Fargo. Not really.
But yeah, I got out of Sprint, got in with some television and PC research, and I spent a lot of time traveling now. I went to New York and New Jersey for a month. I'm going to Savannah, Georgia. So yeah, I get to travel. They pay for it. Get to go to good places. I spent a lot of time in hotels, which is sometimes fun.
You need to get a Switch.
I do need
you
to get a
should.
Switch.
I want you to get a Switch so we can play some games together. There's a lot of great games coming out 2018, and that's going to be one of my things. January through April, I will say I'm going to spend a lot of Saturday afternoons, Saturday evenings at my house playing games, or at someone else's house. Like Nick,
Yeah.
you have an Xbox One. Like I'm down to take it easy until Forest. You know,
Yeah,
like
for sure.
Forest is $1,000 ticket.
Yep.
But yeah, traveling under the company's dime is fun, and the company actually seems to give a shit about you. So
That's cool.
Cool.
Sweet.
Awesome.
Luis, you have a huge accomplishment.
A lot of accomplishments. Dude,
You had
have had.
a daughter.
It was a big accomplishment, and it's always going to be an accomplishment for
Yeah.
the rest of my life, man. It's been a rough journey, but I mean, it's going to be worth it at the end. I keep talking to people about it in similar shoes, and they say, dude, best thing that ever happened to me, so I'm going to stay strong and keep fighting for what I want.
Yeah, tweet.
Definitely.
Sweet. Excuse me. Tweet. Yeah, dude. Happy for you. We're all here for you. Help you out throughout the way.
we're skipping Nick. Nick didn't have any accomplishments.
No,
this year.
I'm gonna bounce it to Nick. Nick, chat about your favorite thing that happened to you this year.
Yeah. Well, obviously I got married, so that was huge, and I bought this house that we're podcasting in.
Yeah. Studio Gandhi.
Yeah.
He's
So
pays the rent here at the studio.
yes, it was a really super stressful year. It's been super weird because like the house buying process and the process leading up to getting married and
planning
all that
the
stuff
wedding.
is just like so very stressful, but I'm really happy that it happened. And a bunch of cool I can't talk either. A bunch of cool shit happened this year, so I'm super excited.
Yeah, sweet.
And hopefully next year I can just relax and focus on my health and shows and hanging out with the bros more and art. I got to focus more on art this year. I barely did any art this year because of so many big things happening. I just didn't have time. So that's really something I want to focus on next year.
Yeah, I agree, dude. You need to get back on the art game. Yeah. You were on it pretty good for like the first few years of our friendship. Now you've fallen off. Obviously, those things take a lot of time. For me, going to see Red Rocks, going there, going on a trip with Lydia and I, just like that was really fun. I started meditating this year, and that's been a huge help. I've been able to control my emotions and outbursts a lot more. Still have a lot of work and a lot of improving to do, but traveling. I got to fly, and I'm about to fly again. That's a huge deal for me. Doesn't ever happen. I'm glad we pulled the trigger on Voodoo. Spent a lot of money there, a lot more than I thought I would. I don't know how or why, but that's just how it is. And then I've been fasting. I drank a lot less. Drank a lot of alcohol, a lot less alcohol, I should say. Partied just as much probably at the end of the day. I keep track of all that stuff. So I'm looking back. I was looking back earlier this week, and I've been partying just as much, but just drinking a lot less. Yeah. So like those nights where instead of drinking like 15 drinks, I have like 6. Right. Or whatever.
Those are the worst hangovers, dude.
Oh, God.
When you drink like 2 drinks and then you're like, why do I have a headache? When you drink like 15 drinks, you're like, I did
a good thing. Like, yeah. So 2018, let's look forward, everybody. What do we want to accomplish in 2018? Luis, I'll kick it to you.
I want to drink less, dude. Focus more on my health, my inner being. Just be overall a good person, dude. It's just I'm trying to focus on not hate so much, forgive, just overall become a better person, man.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome, dude. I'm happy to hear that, and I think that you have tools at your disposal to do that. Do more things like this.
Yeah.
Do things that have an actual output instead of you just ingesting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean by that is let's stop watching more, or stop drinking. Let's stop eating shitty. Let's stop going out and just partying. But then let's also stop watching TV or sliding through our phones. Let's stop ingesting and more output.
I want to, focus on my daughter. And honestly, I told myself that this year I want to learn a new instrument. So,
ooh, awesome. I love that. I really want to get back into playing piano. I used to
actually That's what I want to learn how to play.
I have a keyboard. I just have to pull stop being such a baby about it.
I took like 6 years of piano lessons on the keyboard as well.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I was a kid. I took about 6 or 7. Yeah. Alex, let's hear from you. What's your number one accomplishment? I know you have you have a competition going on right now. I want to hear about it. Come on, spit some game on that.
All right, so my roommates Isaac and Omar and I weighed each other and all realized we're fat shits. So we all put $500 down. First person to our military weight gets $1,000.
So you weren't in the military, but you guys did the math, so that was like fair.
Yeah, there's a height weight chart so a certain height you have to be at a certain weight to be.
Okay.
So we used that for the Air Force because it's the most lenient, and Isaac was in the Air Force.
That's awesome, dude.
So we'll do that.
So you're doing it right now.
I've lost 7 pounds in the last week. So
that's dope. What are you doing you walk a lot for work, you travel, you have some door-to-door stuff going on, but what are you doing as far as diet? Because it's 80% diet.
Yeah.
People say 60, 70, it's 80.
It's 80, 90, dude. It's insane.
Thank you. I agree. I'm glad you agree.
I know the keto diet pretty much inside and out because I did it when I was in Wisconsin, so that's what I've been doing. And that
meat, fat, and fat. It's like, screw it. That's amazing to me.
Yeah, low carbs. It's easy for me to do, and it doesn't take much thought for me.
Yeah.
Whereas, I don't really have to food prep too much with it, and I just buy the right stuff and take.
Do you know how well they're doing for the competition?
Omar's lost 1 pound. Isaac is up 2 pounds. So we're good. We're good.
I hope you win. I'd like to see you when I get to my 2018. I'd like to see you in the gym more.
Well, I'm not done.
Okay.
So yeah, definitely get healthy. I want to continue meditating. Read more. Nick and I have been talking on a couple things that are really big. Him and I are gonna start building stuff. I'm good. I've done a lot of woodworking when I was growing up, so we're gonna build stuff. I think he's gonna draw. We're gonna make pins. We're gonna make an Etsy shop and make shit happen out of that. I want to make music. So Nick and I have been talking about doing that. Yeah, those are my big things.
Nice.
And I finished top 3 in the company this year. But I didn't work for the company for more than 6 months, so I didn't qualify to go to their big Circle of Excellence thing.
Oh.
So that's an all expenses paid trip in Tampa.
That's awesome.
So my goal is to like finish again in the top 3 and go next year.
That'd be cool.
So,
like 20. So wait, when do
they
they go?
They do it in January of the following year.
Okay, so you go 2019.
January 2019, I would get 5 days in Tampa, all expenses paid, hotels,
No
food,
PTO used.
you get
That's
paid
super
for it.
cool.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
So my goal is to finish top 3 again, but actually be able to go this time.
Nice. That's awesome, man.
And then I want to travel with work at least once a quarter.
Yeah.
So go work in another state
yeah,
for free.
Very cool.
that's really cool. Nick,
Nice.
you got some stuff for 2018?
Yeah. Like I was saying earlier, focus more on the art. I want to do so. If you farted,
If you farted.
if you fart, you know what I'm talking about.
Farted right now.
If you follow any artists, usually a lot of their like thing is draw every day. Even if you're just doodling on a little notepad
A napkin.
or whatever, like draw every fucking day. Like I need to get that in my head more. I need to draw every damn day. So even if it's like a little smiley face on a piece of paper, I'm at least focusing on my craft because that's what I love to do.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna draw more, and I want to do something with that. I've always wanted to make a t-shirt or make prints of something or make a pin. So making like a store to sell stuff would be really cool. I want to get into something like that. I've been wanting to do that for years and I never did. So
Yeah, dude.
One of my favorite draw every days. He doesn't do it every day, but he'll do like a full month and take a couple months. Quiggle, dude.
Yeah.
Quiggles are my favorite.
Yeah. Dave Quiggle, if you've never heard of him, find him on Instagram.
If you've never heard of him, you've seen his art. If you listen to any hardcore band growing up, you've seen his art.
He does, album artwork for
Converge.
probably multiple bands that you've seen and didn't even know was his art. Like,
Yeah, you definitely told me about him this year, actually, Nick.
yeah, he's awesome. He's a big inspiration for me. Besides that, focus on my health, like I was saying. With buying the house and the wedding and everything like that, I kind of fell off of working out and sticking to my diet and stuff like that. So I really want to make sure I focus on my health more. I do want to start doing some sort of a class. I want to do like yoga or something like that. Do like a yoga class here in Iowa or something.
Nice.
Yeah, I've been
Pricey, but
Yeah.
good idea.
I'll send you a link because I've been looking at doing yoga too, and a couple of friends have recommended this dude that just does like really small classes. And
Yeah.
he's
Do you
pretty-
know his name off the top of your
I
head?
don't.
There's this guy called Feel Good. I forget what it's called, but he's amazing. He does it all over the place. He does it
Okay.
at companies. He does it in their like random rooms.
That's
He
cool.
does it at the social club, and it's just drop in $10. That's
Nice.
yeah.
See, that kind of stuff is cool. And I want to do more meditation.
Yes.
I want to try to get into that. You showed me the Headspace app.
If I get to 15 days consecutive, I made it to 12 and I missed a day. After Millennium, I was too dead. And that's no excuse. But if I get to 15 days, I can give a friend a free month.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
so that's
Yeah.
up for grabs for whoever, because Lydia said she doesn't really care.
And yeah, I just want to travel more and just have fun with my friends.
Yeah, definitely.
Bruh, you forgot one of the ones we've been dreaming about since we were like 14, bro.
building?
Building a mini ramp.
Oh, yeah.
Is that
So-
actually going to happen?
Yes.
So
Hold on. So that has been a dream of mine since I was a little kid. I always wanted to have a mini pipe in my backyard when I grew up and I owned my own house. So it was always like my goal was like, I'm going to make a mini pipe as soon as I buy a house. And I bought a house, so I really want to do it. Like blueprints and like the materials aren't really that expensive. So
You can literally get all that online.
We
Right.
know a lot of people a couple people now that have built them and
Yep.
been able to tweak it to make it more successful. So I've been talking to them about it.
You got a freaking awesome garage, too.
Yeah.
Like, your garage is like a
good,
3 or
dude.
4 car, like, it's so big.
Yeah.
You could build your own
very long.
gym. You could build anything in it. Like,
Right.
I'm super jealous about the garage.
Let's do the
we're-
mini ramp.
yeah, we're
man.
doing
I really want to. So that's going to be something I would love to start this year.
I would come over and help
I
out.
would
I'm not big in
definitely come
skateboarding,
over.
but
Yeah. I mean, just doing shit, building
building with your hands, creating, that's number one for me.
creative
Can I-
output is what I'm
Me and Nick
focusing on.
actually talked about this.
Yes, yeah.
We were saying that we have to get together, but me and Nick brought up one thing that if we could recommend something to Dan Green to 515 Alive, we thought there should be more art installation. So me and Nick were thinking we could volunteer and we would build an art installation and have it put in 515 Alive.
Well, if you need lighting stuff, Clem and I've got that the electric stuff.
If we could all put together some kind of installation, that'd be awesome. And I think Dan Green would definitely accept it.
That's a good idea. I mean, we have 8-9 months.
They have a huge amount of room.
Yeah, they need something better than those graffiti buses.
Yeah, that's for sure. So yeah, that's the number one thing is that place is so big. That venue's so big now. I mean, they are never gonna outgrow it.
Like every good festival has an art installation somewhere that everybody's like, I need to get that picture by.
Right.
Like,
yeah, good point.
Voodoo have their big voodoo signs, or the graveyard, or the haunted area.
So if we build something cool,
Yeah, Somerset had their flaming octopus or the flaming umbrella.
Gosh, that was so cool in 2016.
Yeah, even the little light up octopus this year was cool. It wasn't as cool as the other one.
But yeah.
Because it wasn't interactive. Like, you could light it yourself.
Good point. Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd love to see that. I'd love to hear you guys' ideas on that. Nick, anything else for your goals?
I think that's it.
I'm going to talk about mine, I guess. I would like to listen to more books. I do Audible. I do read. I do have like a lot of books. I have 3 books I'm reading right now. But I'd like to listen to more books. I'm going to subscribe to Audible again. It's $15 a month, but I feel like I'm realizing all these podcasts I'm listening to, literally I've subscribed to like 30 podcasts. It's just, a lot of it's just like current event stuff. Oh crap, that's what we do, right? But at the same time, you don't need to listen to 9 that are like that.
Right.
Audible, yeah, I use it for work now. Like driving 1,000 miles a week. Like, Audible's something that I do recommend. I do take time to read, but Audible helps.
Yeah, it's so much easier to just obviously, while you're driving, make your drive an experience, or you can learn something.
Right. Yeah, my 4-hour drives don't seem so bad when I can get most of a book done.
Yeah. I've been reading a little bit more this year, and that's definitely something I want to focus on more next year. But with Prime, if you have Prime, they have certain free titles. So that's what I've been doing. But I do want to actually buy the subscription.
If you get a library card, you can get free streaming books.
Yeah.
Nice. That's cool.
So
awesome.
That'd be cool.
Probably not gonna do that, but
it's free.
I'm just gonna stick to my Audible. I know it works. That's what works for me. I have Kindle too, so it's like I have that stuff on my phone. Turning your phone on airplane mode. I'm gonna start doing that a lot more, so that I can't connect to or won't connect to Facebook. I deleted Facebook this year twice. I only re-download it because I only re-download it because I had to sell these like Super Nintendo classics, which I still have 2 of. Sold 5 total. But turning up my phone on airplane mode, getting off my phone a lot more. New EZPZ shows. I want to do an eating show. I want to do more gaming shows, live streaming. I want to do some more stuff there, more creating. Just like what you guys have all said. You guys, creating is what, like, we are consuming so much. We flick through our phone. We're consuming social media, watching TV. We're watching movies. We're just sitting on the couch. Creating is where it's at, and that's like the most fulfilling thing for me. Number one, though, starting January or not number one, I shouldn't say that, but one of the things, starting January, starting to lift more. I was hoping that I could get Nick to come over from Planet Fitness to Anytime Fitness so we could lift together, because lifting is so much better and easier when you have somebody to spot you.
For sure.
I'd love for Alex to actually do it. He has an Anytime Fitness, but he's just not able.
I got you in February. Like, I'll be out of town almost all of January.
February, I work. So that's another thing is next year my schedules change every month. So it's 6 to 3. January, 9:30 to 6:30 February, 6 to 3 March. So
yeah, February, the first part I'll be in Minnesota the whole time, and then Georgia, but February I'm down to start that.
Okay, sweet. I'm excited for that. So lifting, because of the primary goal of going as Shawn Michaels. I've lived my dream as going as Heath Ledger's the Joker. I'm going to go as Shawn Michaels for Electric Forest, hopefully, if I can get the suit made. The tights made and stuff. And then also going Halloween. Like I said, bringing it back to what I was saying earlier, Halloween's super important to me. I'd like to go as wrestlers. Yeah. All my friends go as wrestlers. Cool. I think we can get it to happen. There's small wrestlers, there's big wrestlers, there's wrestlers with long hair, there's wrestlers with no hair. Like, we can do this, guys.
I can do The Rock.
That's it. You can.
Yeah, you could.
You have The Rock's hairdo from when he debuted in 1994 or 5.
But I require The Rock costume
with a little Speedo.
I require not wrestling Rock. I require white turtleneck fanny pack.
Oh my
Oh my god, the black turtleneck, but then he has
yeah,
the elbow patches.
Yeah, with the elbow patches.
Nick.
So hold up to add to this topic. My cousin, he's an indie wrestler, and he knows.
yeah.
Shout out to Malachi.
Yeah, he can get tights made. I can get you a hookup on how to.
Whoa, I'm serious. I'd spend like up to $200 probably.
Yeah, no, I can get.
Yeah,
I can hook you up.
Malachi would be the hookup for that.
Dude, dope. That's really awesome because I was looking into it for this year, even though I'm like not really that as big as I would like to be when I debut this costume.
Dude,
but
10 months, you can, if you try hard enough, you can get.
oh
jacked.
yeah, that's well. I'm hoping 6 is a good point from
You have-
January 1 to June, or I guess it wouldn't be fully 6
Yeah.
months. But yeah, we're almost running out of hard drive space, so I'm gonna rattle off a few more. I want to go to Anthony Green's 10-year Avalon tour. That's super important to me. I'm definitely gonna take PTO if I have to. Continue to fast, intermittent fasting. Continue to meditate. I've been killing it on the meditation. It's really important. I feel like it's something that it's like as soon as you do it and you realize like somebody yelling at you or some sort of situation where I would normally have an outburst, I have like more restraint. I'm able to restrain myself, and that's really difficult for me. I'm act on the cuff. I'm like I act without thinking, and so it's bringing me back to that. Those are my main things. We got to talk about a ton of stuff this year that was awesome this year. Let's really briefly rattle off what we have planned for Christmas and New Year's Eve. I'll kick it off. I have a Christmas with Lydia's dad, and then my dad, and then her mother. We're gonna exchange a bunch of gifts. Have a lot of food. Have a good time. Got to go back to work Tuesday.
Yep.
The podcast should be out by now. If you're listening, it's already Tuesday. And then we're going to San Francisco with Alex over here. It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be a terrible time.
Yeah, it's going to be awful. Get to meet up with like 10 or 12 different friends from all across the country. Some in Nevada, some in Denver, some in California, LA, a whole bunch of people in Wisconsin. We got friends coming from everywhere. Get to see Tycho on the 30th, December 30th. Then we get to see T-Pain and Party Favor on the 31st for New Year's Eve.
That's crazy.
It's going to be epic. What are you guys' plans? Luis, what do you got planned for the Christmas?
Let's see. Christmas Eve, I'm going to hang out with my daughter, my mom,
Nice.
probably my girlfriend Chantel. Christmas Day, going to hang out with my daughter again for a little bit.
Wow.
And we're going to go over and hang out with Tyler Olson's family.
Oh, right on. That's interesting.
They grew up together. They're really close.
You and Tyler are?
Yeah, they're like brothers, essentially.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah.
Very nice.
That's how I met Tyler, through Luis.
Oh my god, that's so weird. My mind's blown. Okay, so December 31st, what do you got planned? NYE.
December 3rd. No plans, man. No plans.
Going as it goes, huh? You could just stay here.
Probably hang out with my daughter or for a little bit. Because with the situation, I'm only limited to so much time with her as of right now. So I'll probably try to hang out with her for a little bit. And then if anything, hang out with my bros.
Yeah,
sure.
Nice, cool. Alex, what do you got planned for Christmas?
Christmas. Gonna go to Grinnell for my grandparents on Christmas Eve. Most of my family works on Christmas Day. So my dad's huge on that because he gets hella overtime. So
Nice.
not much doing there. And then I do my dad's Christmas in January.
Cool.
With like my step siblings.
Yeah, that's a sweet idea.
Isaac and all of us already exchanged presents. Then I'll be the only person in the house for a while. And then the 27th, I fly to San Fran.
Very
So that's gonna be rad.
What's
Or
your number one
terrible.
thing you want to do there besides what we've already talked about, the shows and stuff?
Hutch gave me a really cool Chinese restaurant. It's apparently
Dope.
like the best Chinese restaurant in the United
Heck
States.
yeah.
So I want to hit that up. I love doing outdoor stuff, so I'm gonna rent a car and we're gonna go out to like the Redwoods National Forest one
Dope.
night. Tycho I'm looking forward to a lot. I really like Tycho.
Oh, yeah.
And then I've been watching the tweet storm coming up with this New Year's Eve party with T-Pain, and people keep questioning them if the open bar means you get one drink because the line's gonna be out the door. It sounds like they've hired like 120 bartenders and bar backs.
They had 60 and now they're at like almost 100.
Yeah, so it looks like they're stacking up, and it sounds like you won't be that hard. We'll see. I'll update you next time I'm on.
Yeah, for sure.
That's awesome.
Nick, what do you got planned for Christmas? Oh, wait, real quick.
We're gonna
Alex?
record a pod in San Fran.
Multiple podcasts are going to be recorded
Yeah.
in San Francisco. Look for that early 2018. Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome show companions.
Yeah.
Give me some updates. No, but Christmas Eve is always Shayna and I's day. That's when we always hang out, exchange our presents and stuff. And then Christmas Day, we got Christmas with her fam. And then Cheney Crab, friend of the show, vocalist for Entheos. She's back in town. We always try to hang out with her whenever she's back. It always happens during Christmas. Might do like a Carl's Christmas thing. That's kind of always been a thing that we do. Don't want to get crazy, but it'll be fun to see all the fam. So I think that's all we got.
New Year's Eve, you got any plans? Going to any shows?
We're not, and honestly, Iowa doesn't really have anything big going on this year.
Yeah, they have, what's that artist's name? Playing at Bel-Air.
Kill OG.
Yeah,
whatever.
Kill OG, who has opened up for 515 Live like every year for 3 years now.
Right, yeah.
Is that who's doing the New Year's thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like the
Bel-Air.
headliner, and then there's a bunch of smaller local.
Kill OG. Last year was Bear Grylls.
Right.
Yeah.
And now there's a lot of smaller, locals on the list too. So I don't think we're gonna go.
Looks
to
like 515 Live put all their manpower and stuff into Snowda in Minnesota when they partnered with them. So that looks insane.
They partnered with Snowda?
Yeah.
I had no idea. That's awesome. Snowda looks amazing. I wish I could go, but it's just too much for my play right now.
It does look really cool.
Cool.
That's all I got.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you for the awesome last 7 episodes, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
EZPZ's been revived. We were on life support forever. We came out of our coma. Lots more planned though for 2018. Like I said, I'm gonna get a 4K TV, gonna live stream. Got Trey, who's gonna teach me how to live stream, do some stuff there. We got some eating shows I've been talking about. I've been thinking about for a long time and just brought up to a couple peeps. Lots of stuff to look forward to in 2018. Give us your thoughts. You can get us at the EZPZ, at the EZPZ on Instagram, Twitter, send us your letters, the EZPZ podcast, gmail.com. Luis, what's your Instagram handle?
Luis _ Licea.
Is it underscore or dot?
_ Luis Licea.
Are you sure it's underscore?
Yeah.
Okay.
Always.
Luis _ Licea, Licea, B word.
Alex B. Word.
At Alex B word on Instagram and Twitter, but you don't tweet too much.
Nope.
Instagram, bazooka _ Nick, and SoundCloud, Nick Gandy.
Yeah. He's been doing the Knicks mixes. He's going to be doing the draw days. Look for that on Instagram. I'm Sean S. Johnson. Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Earthang. This has been the Easy Peasy Podcast, episode 59, the last one released this year. And we out.